everyone, welcome to the Spoonie Stitcher channel. I'm Shannon the Spoonie Stitcher, you're inside the stitchery, and I'm so happy you're here today. A Spoonie is someone who has a chronic illness, and a stitcher is somebody who makes art with textiles. This channel is all about creativity. Anything that makes your creative juices start to flow, anything that makes you just feel happy and creative, that's what we're all about over here. Whether it's movies or Broadway or textile art or crafting or what have you, baking, cooking, anything, that's what I'm all about over here. I also test products, I do tutorials, and of course, I try new things. I love trying new things. It's a lot of fun. So if you feel like this is your kind of community, please hit the subscribe button and like this video and be part of the wonderful Yarn Zebra family.
These are the hooks I am reviewing today. The Svartur crochet hooks. Yes, I got these from Amazon. And I just thought they were so pretty. And I usually like what this company puts out, so I thought I would take a look. On the back is a giant sticker, so we can't read anything, so let's just take these out. Is there like a little pull out? Yeah. Oh wow, they're even prettier in person. Okay, so there is a set of 6 hooks, and we get what sizes? So this is the smallest one. It's a 3mm, and all of them have this like sunrise bubble handles, which is I just thought was so cool. And this kind of, I don't know if it's like a dark rose gold or if it's more of a copper as their head and shaft. It is an inline hook, as you can see. It has a slightly pointy little head, very nice long shaft. It's the same till about here. That's nice and long. That's a nice thing. The handle is ergonomic. Feels pretty nice. I'm a knife gripper, so my grip is more like that, but pencil grippers probably would enjoy this too. So that's the 3mm. The next one up is the 4mm. There is no 3.5 for this set. And you can see the head. There we go. The next one is a 5mm. Now we do have a 5.5, which makes sense. It's a pretty standard size. They're all a little bit different, which is pretty cool. This one is a 6mm. And an 8mm. Sadly, no 7. Oh well. Oop, what is this? We have some kind of flaw. That's a fuzzy. But this looks like a flaw. That is one strike against it for me. Yep, that's at least half a point. But the good news is it's down here, so it shouldn't actually interfere with any of my crocheting. And where I hold my handle, also probably it shouldn't interfere. And I probably could take my very fine sandpaper and get rid of that little bubble. But kind of want to know how it happened in the first place. You know, I don't want it to leak everywhere. So, we shall see. So at first look, these are nice sizes. I mean, you've got a tiny size for like your lace work and stuff. You've got 5, 5.5, and 6 for like your garments and coasters and all that kind of thing. Got a 4mm for your amigurumi, and an 8mm for like your baskets and bags and big chunky things. It's a nice set, size-wise. I really think that these are good sizes. Even though it doesn't have every size, I think it has enough, you know? I would say it's a good size selection. Now, we're going to wipe these off because if you did not know, every time somebody ships a metal, resin, or really any kind of crochet hook, they have to put an oil on it so that it is protected from scratches during transport. It doesn't matter what company, they all do this. So always wipe your hooks before you use them for the first time. You'll be so much happier. Those of you who get stuff right out of the package and then you go, ugh, my hook is sticking to my yarn. That's because there's oil on it. So wipe your hooks. You can use a t-shirt or a nice soft cloth. Just nothing scratchy and nothing that will leave fibers on your hook, okay? So no tissues or anything. You can use a handkerchief, a clean one. You can use a t-shirt, anything soft, okay? So first we have to clean these hooks off and then we can use them. So what you do is you're gonna rub it vigorously. You're also going to take your nail and try to get up under the head, because remember, that's where your yarn goes. You want to clean the tip of the hook. And you won't really know until you feel it if you cleaned it off. But if you feel it ahead of time and then you feel it after, there should be a huge difference in feel. They won't look any different, but the feel should be different. It should be smoother. Yeah. And that's how you clean your crochet hook. We wiped off our hook. And now, let's test it. Make sure it is a yarn you are familiar with when you first test a hook, so that the only variable is the hook itself. I see people test hooks all the time on YouTube, and they also test it with a brand new yarn. Don't do that, because now you don't know if it's the hook or the yarn that's bad. Let's just do a half double. The glide is nice. So in case you're curious, there are 5 things I like to test my hooks for. I test every hook the same. Okay. First is obviously the smoothness. How well does it glide? Does it catch anywhere on the shaft? Am I feeling anything that is catching my yarn? No. Okay. So 1 is a check. Now, we also want to find out if this head is any good and can get into tight stitches. So here's how we do that. We make slip stitches for it to go into. Now, we're not trying to make extra tight slip stitches or extra loose. We're trying to make our normal stitches that we always make. And will the hook succeed in going into them? Okay, again, the only thing you want to change is the hook. You don't want to change your tension. You don't want to change your style of crocheting. You don't want to change your yarn. Nothing else should be unfamiliar. Okay, we made the slip stitches. Now, let's see how good this head is. Can it get into the stitch? That one did. How about the next one? Oop, a little tougher, but we got there. Okay. Oh, that one was pretty easy. Let's see. Oh, that one was a breeze. Okay. Getting into tight stitches might be a pass. Oh, well, the last one of every row is always going to be tricky. I'd still give that a pass. It's not perfect, but it did the job. Okay, the next thing we want to test for is this shaft right here. How well does it hold its stitches? So that we have to make bobbles. One of my favorites. Now, I love the 6-loop bobble. So, can it hold 6 loops? Let's find out. And what you want to see is, can it hold 6 loops without distorting the shape? That's 5. Yeah. I think we're good. Yay! Okay, so the shaft test is a pass. The last 2 things we want to look for, of course, is how well does it do a treble? Okay, last test I like to do is the Amigurumi test. So I grabbed the 4mm here for this. Okay. Getting into tight stitches. That's good. Okay, now even though we're not very tall, I still want to see if it'll increase and decrease. So, increase is obviously a pass. Now let's see if it'll do the invisible decrease. We got to go under the stitch, and pull it through. Under the stitch, pull it through. Ooh, I'm loving this head. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Ooh. Loving this. Whoops. Okay, that was the yarn. Look at that. Well, for how the hook works, it's a 5 out of 5. It checks all the boxes. Now then, let's talk how it's made and price.
This set goes for $28.99. That's less than $5 a hook. To buy them individually, they're $10 each, which actually is still a good price. So price, I'm gonna say, is a huge pass. But I learned something recently. As I was doing this review, I went on Amazon again to get the link for y'all, and
I don't see the set anymore. Only the individual hooks. So would I still buy the individual hooks? Yes, $10 is a very fair price for a good working hook. But I am sad that there's no set anymore. The hook is made in two parts. The aluminum head and shaft, which goes into a resin handle. Now, it doesn't go all the way down and through, so it's just the two pieces molded together, which can be risky, and I think that's why the 8mm has that bubble. It was either glue or resin that leaked out. Again, I can easily sandpaper that off, but it does make the quality go down a little bit. However, for what you get and how I've been crocheting with it, it's holding up. So I don't think this is going to break apart or anything. But of course, you never know. I do like that it has a longer shaft than a lot of hooks, and it has a deeper throat. So it's much more likely to catch the yarn and not slip off the hook. And there's a lot more room for more of the yarn to stay on the hook at once, like I showed you when we made the bobble. Here's the one thing about this brand. I love this brand. I've hardly ever had any issues with this brand. But they don't make very many. That's the only problem with this brand. They don't tend to make very many of one kind of set, and when they sell out, it may come back or it may not. It's super unreliable. But other than that, let's go to our final review.
So we did all our tests, we saw how they were made, we looked at the price. What do we think? My final verdict is this is 4.5 out of 5 zebras. I really like this set, and I really like these hooks as individual hooks too. I would get these any day. But what do you think? Let me know down below. Do you think these hooks are Spoonie approved? If you'd like to try these hooks for yourself, there is an Amazon link down below. I am an Amazon affiliate. I do get a little bit back if you use my link. And actually, did you know? You can use my link and not buy the item that you clicked on. As long as you stay on that page and order something from Amazon, I just get a teeny bit back, which all goes back into helping this channel grow. Thank you so much. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and Spoonies can stitch it up too. Goodbye.